miga nuts.
Wow.
Oh, sorry.
I already said I wasn't gonna pronounce it correctly. I called
It
it.
works.
Excuse you.
It's alive.
Horrible.
I'm not what you would call smart.
Thank you, Dave.
We are live? Oh, I think we're live.
Oops, I said that on a live stream. Great. Now everyone knows I'm an idiot.
Hi!
Sorry.
Dang it. Now everybody knows I'm dumb.
No.
It's fine, it's fine.
You're
No.
ginger, you're not dumb.
That's my excuse. I'm ginger.
I think there's probably a way to mispronounce it. So that was fine.
I'd like to interview with the young chap on the mental health stream. Quentin.
Yes?
I liked your interview you and young chap did.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I can't wait to get Junk Shop on my channel or go on his channel again. Their channel. Sorry, their channel. I am like 2 minutes awake. So like besides my live stream because I decided to take another nap, which was a bad idea. Don't do that.
And for an hour, I understand.
Oh.
I'm what you call not functionally functional.
Yeah, I'm right there with you these days.
Hi, chat.
Hi, chat.
Oh my god. What a start.
Woo!
Who's in the chat? Are there people in the chat?
Yeah,
bunch.
lots of people in the chat actually.
What are they doing there?
Yeah, it's Irish.
I don't know.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Purple is hearing voices.
Yes,
Oh,
I see dead people.
oh
No.
God. I used to believe I did. That was fun.
oh boy.
That's
See,
Me
that
too.
movie never.
I like all movies.
I did
That
a
movie
video
never
about
made sense to me.
it on my channel. I thought I was living in I thought I grew up in a haunted house. Well into adulthood. To an embarrassing level of adulthood.
I mean, you still could have. Like,
Basically,
honestly.
I was 40. No, I just had mischievous older
Oh,
brother.
oh, oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dumb.
That's not nice.
It was, well, you know, boys. What are you gonna do?
Boys.
If it makes you feel any better, like my friends and I would like push each other downstairs when we were growing
yeah.
up.
I mean, it's what you do with your younger siblings. Like my older brother is the best. He also he could pick on me, but God help anybody else who did, right?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
You quit the religion thing, I quit the boy thing.
eoSam, man, what's up? Why were you late? I'm disappointed in you.
Where's the wheel?
Oh well, I got up late and
okay.
I
And he
needed
couldn't get the wheel ready.
I got up late. I needed to run some errands. I got everything done. So,
That's good.
but
Yay.
All right, you're forgiven. I forgive you this
Wait,
time.
Sam, you're not having a wheel today? You're just gonna shake the shake the 8 balls?
Shake the what?
I have an 8.
8 balls.
Oh,
Oh, the egg.
I thought you said ape
Oh.
ball. I was just like, wait a minute, hold up.
Is that
What?
kind of party?
Magnifying. God, thought of it.
Does that help?
Thanks, amigo.
Yeah, we see you now.
We need all the entertainment we can get.
I can't
I'm
see the
only here to
wheel.
help you guys.
I'm sitting
only
here
here to help.
screaming. And
Sammy, where's the wheel?
Yeah, I can't
Well,
do
I-
it. So if it's
I want to
done-
know where the wheel is.
Yeah, me
I
too.
want you to tell me.
Get closer,
Come on,
doorknob
come
head. Get real close.
No wheel today.
No, what happened to the wheel master?
You had too many extroverts all at once, Linda. This might be chaos.
Well, I do have a mute button, but you're not in the stream. I can only mute myself.
Who are you? Who are you crediting?
That's fantastic. Does that mean that Dave can mute me?
Dave's not in here. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
think.
Love you, Dave.
He's producing.
Or he's hiding. I don't know.
This is 2020. Seems like chaos is ruling today, huh?
Oh yeah, we got no wheel
yeah.
and
Thanks to
Yeah.
you, Dallas. Sorry.
Well,
No
the wheel,
wheels.
I didn't prepare anything for the wheel, so obviously.
See, every
Can we
time
use
you
the one
guys
from
say
last week?
wheel, I think of Wheel of Fortune. I don't know why.
The chat can make up wheels.
It's a wheel of topics.
Oh,
I got the joke.
With-
I got the joke. It was hilarious. I just didn't speak.
Wheel of Fortune! Yay!
Well, the chat can come up with topics.
Well,
Oh.
so I was actually thinking about, like, I had a weird topic that, I didn't talk about on my show because, like, we got busy playing Minecraft because we're building a D&D server, and that's not, not even close to being 15% done. But the topic that I wanted to talk about was, like, do you guys think that if the cure for, or the not the cure, the vaccine for coronavirus comes out at the end of this year, do you think that next year we will be able to go back to normal society, or not normal, but like back to being able to do things? Or do you think it's kind of be like, all right, well, we got the vaccine and all, but yeah, we're not taking any chances?
People where I live don't care anyway. Like Tennessee is in the top 10 of new cases and deaths because people won't wear masks and are not social distancing, except for in stores, because if you go into a store, they make you or they ask you to leave. So
Right.
that's the only time. So it's making the South look bad all over the place again, like we do.
Yeah.
But
My concern on that is I'm not convinced enough people will take the vaccine
Right.
to enable
Yeah.
going back to anything approximating normal.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be stuck with the masks in public and such.
I mean,
for
but if
some time.
they don't get vaccine, wouldn't they become like a pocket virus infection and then they would just like die off?
I don't know.
I
Like, I
don't
mean,
want to hope on
Not
that.
to be mean, but it's a good trade-off.
I mean, but I think the question is, do you think that the vaccine should be paid out of pocket, or do you think that should be something that insurances or even the government should be like, hey,
should
we
be
have
free,
the
Quentin.
vaccine. Yeah, that's what I was gonna get at. Is I
Yeah,
think it
free.
should be free
Government,
too.
government, pay for it all.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we pay our taxes, let them take it from that. That's fine.
Right.
Because it should be free and it should be widely available.
Yep.
You shouldn't die because you were too
Governmental
poor.
incompetence, they can shell out for a vaccine to keep the rest of us from joining.
Yeah, they fucking care. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was.
Well, Argentina is trying a vaccine, and they are reopening now. Like they're reopening everything with the mask, and like they're doing social distancing and mask, right? But they're allowing like social gatherings and a whole bunch of stuff because they're trying the vaccine out. They got the Russian one, I think, because they have like ties, South America.
Yeah.
But right now they're going to back into normal, but highly like be careful, and
Right.
there's still a bunch of people that don't believe in it, but like at least there's a vaccine and most of the people are going to try to take care of themselves,
Right.
which is not the same that we can say here.
I think the most disturbing thing that I heard recently is that and I don't have I heard this from you, so I don't have a source other than you to cite for this.
Oh dear.
But and Matt Dillahunty said it on the Hang Up last night too, so that's where I heard it. I could have looked it up for myself.
Microraptor Echo.
Oh, sorry. Apparently, people are as they're dying, they're saying that they don't believe in the virus as they're dying of it.
Mm-hmm.
How
It's tragic.
It is, and the cognitive dissonance that happened in my brain when I heard that, I was just,
Yeah.
what now?
I don't like.
Because it's cult thinking.
Yeah, it's fanatism.
Yeah.
Like the Breitarians, like the Breitarians, the dudes that like try to survive
Yeah.
on air,
Yeah.
and they starve to death. Like, and to the end, they said like, no, being like fed by light. It's kind of like the same insanity cult mentality. Like, and they all support. Like, the thing is, like, they're in circles where they believe is supported.
Right.
And so, like, it's not like they have. It's not like there's one like this one rogue cell that is being like, I'm not gonna wear a mask. It's like this whole family, and then the whole family go to a church where they all don't believe, and then not just attacking the church. It could be like freaking a golf club, and they should spread to like where those people become the one person and it affects like 10 people that actually were wearing a mask. Yeah. That's the problem with those things.
Started going back to mass on Sundays, and they're only allowing one family per pew, but you're still right next to each other.
Right.
And my parents are elderly, and they have all kinds of underlying conditions, and I'm very upset about it, but I can't, like, they are just not okay with not going to mass. Like, it's a sin to not go to mass.
Right.
Right. So they're and they want us to come over for Thanksgiving, and I'm like, no, I love you, but no. But I after I tested negative for my COVID last week, we went to their house recently and did the deep cleaning that they have trouble with now because they're elderly, and we wore masks the whole time. They didn't. They were in their house, of course, but still, I mean, it was just, yeah.
So
it was. No, I'm finished. Sorry.
So do you guys think, like, for everybody in America anyway, do you guys think that with the virus, that like how bad it's gotten now, do you think in the future the government's going to handle it a lot better, or do you think that it didn't teach them anything?
No, I think the Biden administration will help a lot. Already establishing a task force for the virus with actual doctors and scientists.
Right.
Well,
I think it depends on the administration that the plague hits. There was a good administration, like a virus administration, like a virus team before this administration.
Yeah.
And there's probably going to be a good one afterwards. So like, I think it's going to depend on who's in power at the time.
Oh, definitely.
Well, the people.
Sorry, just for the record, my parents do believe that the virus exists, and they are being very careful, except that they've started going back to church. So I had to throw that out there. I didn't want people to think that my parents were some of the ain't a virus.
I can imagine that it might be God will protect me or something like that.
Maybe. There's a little bit of that. And they also think it's been politicized to the point where they expect a vaccine to be released as soon as the election is finalized or whatever. And I'm like, well, they're not holding back a vaccine. Pfizer wouldn't hold back a vaccine. That's stupid.
My dad told me the same thing. My dad told me the exact same thing, that holding the vaccine until after the election. And I'm like, doesn't make any sense.
Well, you know that task force that you mentioned, Santi?
Yes. What are they claiming now? Is Cthulhu attacking now?
No.
Are they still in Cthulhu?
Cthulhu virus.
It was disbanded. It was removed by Trump.
Yes.
Right now?
No, prior to the virus.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's what I said. Like, it will depend on who is in power at the time. Like, if they believe in science, which is, I hate that I had to say that. Like,
you have to say that?
Yes.
Well,
get demonetized, Linda.
He dropped the pandemic team because it was an Obama thing. That's the only reason why he dropped it, because Obama put it in place, and he wanted to wipe out everything that Obama did.
That was what was important thing.
Yeah, but
Biden is too right wing. For me, I think I'm closer to Bernie politically, but at least I feel that he cares. Like, he wants to make the world better. I get that feeling, at least, that he has different opinion, but at least he has, like, he wants the best for people.
Right. Yeah, sorry I just brought up COVID like as the first topic, but it's just something that's been like on my head. It's because, like, the thing is, like, I know this is gonna sound really dumb, for like and like typical 22-year-old mentality, but like one of the things that kind of sucked about this year was I had a lot of plans because I don't get to see my friends very often because they're doing their life, I'm doing mine, and we like every year we always make like a meetup where like we go to a concert or we go to something together. And the convention that we were supposed to go to last month unfortunately was canceled because of COVID. And so like we were all kind of just like we were all grumpy and like, but we understood that it's better that it was canceled than to get a whole bunch of people sick. So my thought was just like, do we think that next year like things are going to start being able to happen again, like conventions, concerts, stuff like that? And I know that's not the most important thing right now. It's just hey, I am a child.
No, you also make a good point because we're such a social species. This is not like walking out of my parents' house after that visit recently and not hugging my mother felt so unnatural to me. We're very hugging family anyway. Not everyone is into hugs, I understand that, but we're huggers. Right. And just not being able to do that was weird and unnatural and felt bizarre. And my heart really goes out to anybody who's in lockdown and living alone right now. But I don't know how they're dealing, honestly, because that would wear on your psyche and on them. Ooh.
I can't say the name of the website because it'll dox me a little bit, but I'm really grateful that there have been certain websites that like offer online therapy and stuff to people who need it, and it's free. Like because like I know that I deal with a lot of things mentally, and I'm an introvert. Like I love being home, not going out as much as like everyone else does, but it's a really great thing because like I go to NA now online, and like all of the people that go where I used to go, they're there too, and like that's why I'm grateful for these kind of things, because there are people that are actually taking like a huge step for people who need it, and the other thing that I was thinking about, which is really dumb, is the stimulus check, like the second one. Do you think that that's going to happen, or do you think that that's just going to be like, nah, I know we talked about it, but it's just not coming out?
I don't know. I have no idea if that's going to happen. And
not under this administration.
Not while Trump is still in office, and he is still in office until January 20th. So
until he pushes the button.
Yeah.
Don't push the red button. Don't push the red button.
Yeah,
we toys.
Who invited Roger Rabbit?
One of the things that I made a joke about, and a few of my friends were talking about, was like, I actually saw something on Twitter the other day that said, and it was a prank, but it scared the living hell out of me. Pardon my French. It was a thing where it said Trump declares war on something, but it didn't finish it. It just says Trump declares, and then you click on it, and it's a Rick Rolled video. And I'm like, oh, whoever did this, you are terrible, but I love you, because I got like 6 people on that. And my friends are like, I hate you right now. And I'm like, what? It's funny.
You got Rick Rolled.
That's the freaky part, though, is that someone could post almost anything. And I'd be like, well, that makes sense. I mean, it's Trump. I just
any sentence that begins with Trump issues executive order.
Oh crap!
Run!
It's an ad lib. It's a political ad lib.
Put anything in there, and for a minute you'd have to think, "Huh? Well, that was weird,
right?
Unusual."
Yeah.
Figure out whether it was real or not.
Then research. Yeah.
But the thing, like, so I don't know if you guys got the email yesterday, but YouTube updated its TOS. I don't know if you guys know about this, but I have to give YouTube some credit, because I don't agree with the you can they can now monetize ads on channels that aren't a part of the program. But if it really wasn't for YouTube, like a lot of the people that I talk to online, I wouldn't have met. You know, like I wouldn't have met you in Junk Shop. I wouldn't have met eoSam. I wouldn't have met Linda or anybody. And I'd just be this one little ginger kid isolated in my own corner. And like, I gotta admit, like, at first I thought technology was kind of the bane of my existence because I'm not technologically savvy. But, you know, I've noticed that it may not feel the same as like being together personally, you know, like, you know, being together in a room or something. But a few of my friends were talking about, you know, video calling on Thanksgiving, and that's it's still the sentiment behind it. You know, it's just like, yeah, we can't eat together because, you know, of COVID, but you know, I think that a lot of us kind of like, I'm guilty of this 100%. Like a lot of us take for granted what we have, and you know, we don't even notice that like we have all of these benefits like at our fingertips just to be able to talk to people that we care about. And you know, one of the things that I'm really grateful for was my buddy who lives, I'm not going to say what state he lives in, but the state that he lives in, the hospitals were like, hey, you can't have anybody in the room with you, because, you know, they want to keep everything, you know, safe and that. But when he found out that he had prostate cancer, they actually allowed his wife to be in the room. And you know, I don't know how to say this, but I was really grateful that they caught it early. You know, he's going to be going through chemo. He's going to be doing all the steps that he needs, but they allowed his wife to be in the room, and that's what, like, those little small victories those are victories in my opinion, because, you know, I understand like you don't want to have too many people in a hospital room because of the chance of COVID, but if it's something like that, or like if you're having a baby, right, and you're the dad and you can't be in the room, that's hard as hell. And I can't even imagine or put into words, you know, because I'm not in that position. But that's the thing that I'm hoping, like, even if like concerts and stuff don't come back next year, like, I hope that's what happens. I hope that people are able to, like, you know, spend more time with their loved ones, you know, because I've even heard people who have like parents in retirement homes, they're not even allowed to like hug their parents or anything. And that to me is probably one of the biggest challenges of 2020, besides the COVID and the lockdown, you know, because that's your family, and you can't even hug them. Like, I know that's depressing, and I'm sorry, I just got on a tangent.
I mean, with technology, I kind of feel like you have to think about it a bit like with alcohol, that is, you can use it in a good way that is positive and healthy for you, but you can also, of course, use it in a way that are harmful for you. So, like, yeah, technology can be bad in many ways, but it can also be a very good thing in other ways.
Right.
Like we can meet here. We live in different countries, different continents, and we can sit there and talk. Yeah.
It is amazing, and you're right, both of you. Like, I wouldn't know anyone on this stream or anyone in the chat if COVID hadn't happened. So it's kind of weird. It's like I wish this had never freaking happened, of course, but at the same time, I'm oddly. This is the one good thing for me that's come out of it, is that
Right.
I've got a bunch of new friends. That
Right.
It's a big fat silver lining.
Yeah.
On a big ass cloud.
Yeah.
See, I think that's something that people, like, especially people with depression or like anxiety and things, that's what we don't see, is that silver lining and things. And that's something that Junk Shop and I actually talked about on his stream, which was, oh, I can hear myself. Sorry. Was like, when you take a minute just to realize, like, things could always be worse. And I'm knocking on wood right now, because I hope things don't get worse, like, by any means, you know. But you know, I'm glad that you know, Geo talked to Linda and was like, hey, you should get Quentin on the channel, like, because, like, you know, I love coming and talking to new people. It's fun. Like, I'm grateful to Critical Cripple or Dave and Math Pig and everyone, because, like, I for a long time was like terrified to be like, hey, can I come on your show? Like, hi, I exist, like, and then they were like, dude, just do it, just ask, and there's so much that I've actually learned. Like eoSam, I'm gonna brag on him again. He's the reason I have a computer and a microphone, and I'm learning how to do all of these things. Because he saw how he puts it is he saw a need and he filled it. Where I see it as like he knew that I was struggling with stuff and he helped me out, and I'm learning new things to make my channel better. I'm helping other people develop a channel, and I'm not smart, so if they struggle, I apologize. But that's what I think YouTube is like. Yeah, I think YouTube can be kind of toxic in a way sometimes, because some people say certain things and then it gets under other people's skin. But I really think that YouTube itself is a giant gift to people, because like say you're having a crappy day, right? And then all of a sudden you think of a song that you heard when you were a kid, and all of a sudden you could just Google it and boom, it's there. You can, and you'll feel better. And I know I'm talking so much and I'm sorry. I just ADHD.
Also, you're not stupid. Please stop saying that about my friend Quentin. It's not nice.
Sorry.
We could ask the 8-ball if Quentin is actually stupid and actually get the correct answer.
See, I don't
Just
mean to say
saying.
I'm stupid. I don't mean to say I'm stupid. It's more of like I know that I don't know everything, and I challenge myself, because I sometimes, I feel like, hey, I'm the dumbest person in the room, but I'll act smart. And then there's other times where like, who gives a shit? Sorry, Linda, didn't mean to cuss.
Oh, I keep doing it too. I think
I'm not going to get monetized ever.
Okay, great. Awesome. Fine. Not today,
hey, we're past the 1 minute mark.
Oh man.
You don't need.
I understand what you're saying, though. Like I can't do
no stinking monetization.
My dad can do trig in his head. I can't do long division. There's our strengths, right? I'm highly verbal. I'm good with the English language. I'm good at writing. That's where my skills lie, And it's good to know what you're good at and what you're not good at, because luckily there are other people, and there are those who are good at math and who can do things that are necessary.
Right. And I'm learning slowly what I'm good at. Like, not to brag or anything. Like, I hope this doesn't come as like a humble brag, because I hate doing that. But when I had the idea of doing a D&D campaign on Minecraft, right? I reached out to a few friends, and they're like, dude, what the hell? Like, why didn't you ask me about this sooner? And we've been building it, and like, I complain that it takes forever, right? And I know I do that, but I've been more happy with how things are starting to turn out, because now I have visuals of things that I want to do, and I'm super excited because this is like the very first time. Like, I have 2 D&D campaigns that I'm trying to do, and the Minecraft thing was like the very first time I realized, like, hey, I am more creative than I give myself credit for. Like, because somebody else might have done it in D&D, but the way that we're doing it, like we're setting up factions, we're building roads, we're making a literal dragon head out of blocks.
That's
and that's what I encourage everyone to do, is just like, it may not be the next greatest hit on YouTube or anything, but if you enjoy it, do it. Like, I've had to learn that the hard way, but I don't know.
It's fun. I'm into D&D. I play with Santi and Sam on One Rings channel. Yeah. And yeah, and Linda, oh my gosh, and Linda, I'm so sorry.
And Sam.
Yeah. I said and various and sundry other folks. And the funny thing that, and Junk Shop is not into D&D, and it's fine. If we liked all the same things, one of us would be superfluous. But they said to me at one point, I've never seen anyone spend so much time in preparation for a hobby. That's like because they were watching me like roll up my character and do all figure out which spells I was taking and all of that stuff, and they're just like, this is taking hours. How for you? And I was like, it's fun for me. I like it.
Right,
Like
like it's
making a character is one of the parts I like the most.
like it's
As it slowly consumes your life.
right.
Yeah.
Like the greatest thing in my mind about D&D, right, is you can build something that, like, say you've always wanted a certain superpower or you wanted to be a dragonborn. You're literally taking the inner thoughts of yourself and throwing it on a piece of paper, and you're getting to be this character that you've always wanted to do. Like, I remember the first time I played D&D, and this was like years ago. I was overthinking it, and my friend was like about to take me by the shoulders and shake me until I stopped thinking. And he was just like, dude, stop overthinking it. Just pick something that you enjoy and play it. And one of the things that I enjoy about D&D is just the idea that you could take anything you want and make it a story. The D&D the D&D campaign I'm working on came
We're gonna wrap
from
this up soon because this is gonna bore the shit out of anyone who's not into D&D. By the way.
right. Yeah.
Put that out there.
The D&D campaign I'm working on, I actually took inspiration from a book I just finished reading, which is Dante's Inferno, which I love, by the way. And I took some like different show aspects, and I'm like, what would happen if this show met this book? And then boom, it was born.
Yeah, no, that's a great way to think up a campaign, and it's collaborative storytelling. Okay, and now we're gonna stop because this is not the D&D.
Yeah,
show.
sorry.
No, you're fine. You and I, we could talk about this for hours, literally, and geek out, and it'd be great. But that's not gonna be everybody's thing.
Sorry, Linda.
Okay, now Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Gun ASMR.
You guys are gonna hate me, but I know literally nothing about Star Trek.
Oh, I don't hate you.
What? Sorry.
I'm a little
It just came out.
Did you wake up, Amiga? Did you have a bad dream?
Yes, I dreamed someone said they knew nothing about Star Trek.
Oh my.
Oh,
That is
it was a
bad
dream.
That could never happen. That was a dream. Just a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. A dream
It was only just a
is
dream.
imagination.
Mm.
So
I'm
now,
not-
Quentin, we start off your education
Leave that alone.
I'm leaving that
with
alone.
Captain James Tiberius Kirk.
Oh, I know about him. Like, I know about characters, right? I've never watched I've watched one episode of Star Trek when I was in high school because I took part of a program that they did called Radio and TV, which I got to run a TV station and a radio station, and the lesson was about like how back in the day there was a lot of taboo on the on TV. And Captain Kirk kissed what's her
Uhura, the actress's name is
Uhura.
yeah.
And her character is Uhura, and she actually inspired Whoopi Goldberg to become an actress because as Nichelle Nichols tells the story, she found because she was told by Whoopi Goldberg decades later but Whoopi Goldberg was a child and Star Trek came on, and she ran around her house and gathered all of her family members in the living room because she said, "Everybody, look! There's a black woman on TV, and she is not a maid." And it was a big deal, and having a Russian on the show, having that character on the show, like on the bridge, Russian, I know, and he was an American actor, but still, and also having George Takei on as well.
I love George Takei.
Oh, don't we all? We love you, George. But yeah, I mean, just having a Japanese person, because keep in mind, we're only 20 years out from World War II when this show came on.
Right.
So it was very groundbreaking in that way. And
was George Takei openly gay during that time, or was
he
it
was not at that time? It would have killed his career.
Yep.
And also, it was against the law. Sodomy law existed in most states at that point. In fact, they still existed. They still exist. They existed well into my adulthood. So, yeah.
Especially way down here in the
Down here in the
progressive
middle,
South.
South,
You know.
Down in
Yeah.
the south.
New South, my ass.
So, speaking of sci-fi related stuff, has anybody been watching Mandalorian?
I watched the first season, but I don't have that streaming service, and I can't justify paying for it when we're both out of work right now. So
Fair enough.
Oh, I
I
haven't
will
seen.
say season 2 is delicious.
Yeah.
Is that Netflix?
No,
No,
Disney
it's
Plus.
on Disney. It's on Disney Plus.
Plus.
No,
No,
Disney Plus.
not
It was
going
the only
on.
thing I wanted to watch on Disney Plus, other than Hamilton. So I watched Hamilton twice, and then I watched the whole first season of Mandalorian. Yeah, and then I got off of there because of money. But Mandalorian's great though.
It
And
is.
sorry, Badger, if you're hearing this, you're going to be upset with me, but it's a good show. Damn it. Okay, next thing.
Well, I don't like the idea of watching shows and then like being like the cliffhanger thing. I'm not into like cliffhangers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm.
I want to be done with it. You know?
I'm the worst. I am the worst binge watcher of all time. I will spend far too many hours of my life watching a good TV show on a streaming thing where I can watch the whole thing from beginning to end. And I've done that multiple times with multiple shows. I'm rewatching The Office for the upteenth time now, which is just ridiculous.
I've noticed. Huh? I noticed my attention span over the years is slowly diminishing. I'm almost not able to watch full length movies normally because I skip parts. Oh, too boring. Skip, and then I go forward. I keep going forward in the movies and not really watching the movies, just getting a gist of what the movie is. Because
you got to play it back at 1.5 times speed, man.
I don't have my attention span is so. It's like.
Okay,
terrible.
double speed for you.
Double speed.
We've been doing this thing lately.
Luke, I am your father.
Yeah. Well, we've done this thing lately because we love horror movies.
Am I back?
Yeah,
You're back.
Okay, cool.
Better than ever.
But horror movies are so formulaic. And so there's always like, we're like, okay, that person's going to die first. That's the survivor girl. Like we can peg it in the first we can call everything in the first few minutes. And we really love it when we're wrong. Like Get Out, by the way, is amazing. If you have not seen Get Out, you have to see that movie. It's fantastic and incredibly disturbing and really good.
Julie, why when there's danger on the screen, do the people always run towards the danger?
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. They run upstairs when they should be running out the door. Classic.
I mean, if a door is bulging out at them with light coming through the cracks, why do they walk towards the door?
I don't know. It's it's like, okay, Plotterson plotted this, and it's really annoying. But yeah,
well, it's when they're writing it, they come to that point. Okay, now what should we do? Run away or run toward? Run toward, yeah. So okay, run toward danger.
No. The answer is run away, run away, run away.
Oh, run away? That's totally not. That's off the script.
Yeah, but then when they do, like when one person actually gets this bright idea to get the heck out of there, they that means they split the party, and then they're gonna die. They're gonna die because they left the group. That's just that already.
They write.
You guys talking about splitting the party?
Yeah.
Are you guys crazy?
Hey, man, look, when there's a murderer at the end of the hallway, the best thing you can do is charge at them. Everybody knows this. I mean, what else are you doing if you don't?
Roll
See,
persuasion.
I'm not one dude in the movie theater whenever, like, when I used to go and I would see horror movies, I'm in my mind screaming, "What are you doing, you stupid person? Go the other way!"
Or what? Don't just hit them once.
Keep hitting them.
You hit them until they don't ever move again. If they're trying to kill you, that's what you do. You don't just hit them once and then run off so they can, get back up 10 minutes later and try and kill you. That's what is that?
I used to think. Sorry, it's a stick. I used to think. I was just pointing out. I used to think like that before the pandemic, because the same person like that, like that does all these things in the movie is the same one that doesn't wear the mask, right? So like they weren't a factor before. We didn't know, but they exist. They are out there. Like these are the people that will go out to the mall, like when there's zombies out there, and be like, "You're pretending."
Yeah. Not only do they exist, but they thrive by the thousands everywhere you go.
So, my favorite scary movie, and this is going to sound really bad, but like my favorite scary movie series is Saw, like the Saw movies, because in a weird way, like the scary thing to me about it is that it could actually happen. Like people, like somebody could actually do this. That's what scared me the most.
Yeah, for sure. I actually suffered. This is so messed up, but I saw.
Why are you laughing at this?
Purple said, I
PTSD.
wouldn't run away from a big bulge.
No. Well done, Purple. Well done.
I nearly choked on my water there. Purple.
I'm sure many trans women has horror dreams about the bulge.
Oh, about which one?
I'm sure many trans women have nightmares about a bulge, like their penis.
Okay, fair. Yeah, fair. You're right.
That joke went well.
It's because I can't hear.
So
I
we do not have the good speakers hooked up to our computer yet. So
No.
I guess I'm the only one that didn't catch the bulge joke until I read it. I've been out of place. Damn it.
Just like a ginger.
Yeah. Because I'm in the back of my head thinking, a bulge? What? A bowl? Why would you not run? Why would you want to run away? And then I see bulge, and I'm like, oh, okay.
You set it up. Purple just knocked it down.
There you go. So, running away from bulges.
Great topic.
See,
we don't need the wheel at all.
Aren't you supposed to run toward the bulge?
I have no idea. See, I'm not one dude in a horror movie that's like, I'm too fat to run. Either they're gonna catch me or I'm gonna fight. One way or the other, something's gonna happen. I ain't running.
I'm right there with you.
They write that in the script. Too fat to run.
Yeah, no. I actually used to have a shirt that I purposely bought that said, the only time you see me running is the minute that you should be running because something's chasing me.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. That is awesome.
Right. If Quentin's running, you better be running too.
Yeah, because I'm a ginger, man. We're stubborn. You say you're going to murder us, we're going to say, no, you won't.
Oh, for sure. Or
Very passive aggressive. No, you're not killing me.
I mean, that came out wrong. I have a dear friend. Damn it! I have a dear.
I'm just gonna sit back and watch you say this one.
Well, I have a friend who's a ginger, and she's 5'1", and she's a complete badass. She's actually, she's never started a fight, but she finishes them.
Oh, are you talking about me, Julie?
Yes. And my friend Shayna, but yes, you and Shayna both, absolutely. And I'm like, no, I'll get winded. I'm an overweight brunette smoker. I'm not getting in a fight with anyone. That's
Except for the fighting part.
I've been in 2 fights
So-
my entire life, and it was self-defense.
All right, so I have a legit question for anybody that can answer this, because I am very confused on it. So, is the reason people take astrological signs very seriously is because they believe that the personal traits are connected to the sign, or because they just identify with the personality traits? I've never understood that.
I think it's the second one, because back when I was very New Agey and very Wiccan, I took a lot of that stuff serious. I didn't. The daily horoscopes never fit, but the personality traits are all Barnum statements essentially. So you can read any, And I was born on the cusp of Aquarius and Capricorn. So I was like, oh, so that's why I'm like a free spirit, but also very stodgy about certain things. And, I mean, you can make it mean whatever you want. So that's.
No,
but
see, like,
it's so dumb.
I don't judge. Like, I'm not like one of those people that are like, oh, you're stupid for believing in astrological signs, because like, I'm a Capricorn. I don't know what that really means, but so I was reading a little bit about like what Capricorns are supposed to be, and I'm like, okay, some of these I am. Like, there's one that said it was like stubborn.
That's
like
how Barnum statements work. Like everything, like not all of them are going to hit, but at least like if there are 12 Barnum statements, 7 are going to hit you. Like it's always works like that. That's why like if you go to any of these places that give you advice based on your sign, right? They will be like today you're gonna have like luck on this. Virgo, Libra, Sagittarius, like they name like 6, right? And that's 50-50. Right. So you get a lot. Like they know that none of this is specific. And never they're not gonna tell you like tomorrow you're gonna find a penny on the floor. Like never.
Right.
Like like it's always gonna be like tomorrow you may find fortune, and then you go and you ask them, and it's like you found a penny yesterday, didn't you? Right.
By the way, I have to address somebody in chat. They're giving away trade ginger secrets. Stop doing that. You're not supposed to know these things. So stop telling people. No, like so one of my favorite.
Just tell me who it is.
I think it's Little Wolf and
Hey, Little Wolf.
Robert X.
So Little Wolf is a ginger. Who else?
Robert
This
X.
one is not a ginger.
We have to make a list. Like we're getting invaded.
Robert X. Robert
This is
X.
ginger
Little
virus
Wolf.
attack.
Robert X is a ginger. That's so cool. Wait. I'm sorry, guys. I just remembered
So like
that word. That's your word.
Ginger.
According to Tim
so
Minchin.
like no. Yeah, no, see, ginger is our word, like, because like it's I'm just kidding. No, like there was actually a thing that went around and so 3 years ago, I followed this rabbit hole of a Twitter feed, right?
It's adorable. These ginger people.
Yeah, we know we're not people, but we embrace it.
Not anymore, Sam.
But there was this Twitter feed that was just like back and forth about why gingers are persecuted. So I just typed in the chat. I'm like, we're not persecuted because that means we have to be people. And I got so many people laughing about that it was just like, oh, okay.
I love when it's like low key okay to be like racist to gingers. Like nobody reacts like badly. Like it's never like like no, it's like I see what you said. It's not okay. Rather than that, I'm sorry.
Hey, pineapple goes on people.
Ginger phobe.
Pineapple goes on pizza and gingers aren't people. There you go.
I don't. It's so weird. I don't get it but yeah, like I mean, the whole being bullied more as a kid. If you happen to be a redhead, that I've seen that happen. Like that still happens, and I was just like, why?
See, the thing was,
everybody wants to be a ginger. Everybody wants that beautiful hair.
I didn't get bullied for being a ginger. I got bullied for other things, but people thought.
Maybe it was that pineapple on pizza thing.
Probably,
Yeah.
but like people thought calling me a ginger was gonna hurt my feelings, and like when I was in like 6th grade, it did for a little while. And then I just sat back and I'm like, why is this hurting my feelings? Like, I have red hair. I'm going to embrace that. And I've had, like, the one thing that I do find a little weird, and I don't mean to be mean about this, is like when older people, like, come up to me randomly and were like, I really want your hair. I'm like, thank you?
I should have said that.
Like, I don't know what to say to that.
I didn't say I wanted yours specifically.
You say thank you.
To be a redhead.
Yes, that's a compliment.
My
What is it?
grandfather was a redhead, and I have red highlights, or auburn highlights, when my hair is its natural color, but couldn't get the full gene, and there's only one other redhead in our family. So,
See, I'm one of two gingers in my biological family. My sister, who's younger than me by a year, is the only other redhead in my family. Like, nobody else is redheaded. They're either brunette, blonde, or like a dirty blonde. So
Do you check with the milkman?
that's what I was gonna say.
It's the same in my family.
I was actually gonna say. So I always ask the milkman if I was delivered by accident.
He happens to be ginger.
It's the same in my family. Me and
We
my
only have
brother-
one ginger in our whole family. Like, there's a lot of blondes and like blue eyes, right, in my dad's side, but there's one ginger. Like,
it tends to be a recessive trait.
See,
So it's
I'm
it's-
actually. Oh, sorry, I'll shut up. Go ahead.
Oh, that was it. No, I was just saying it tends to be it doesn't tend to be a dominant trait, which is why there are fewer redheads than
Right.
anything else. And there's so many brunettes because brown hair tends to be
Dominant. Linda, what were you saying? I didn't catch it.
I was saying it's the same in my family.
Oh,
Me and my brother. But my brother turned... his hair turned brown when he got older.
see, I'm actually a rare breed of ginger because my eyes are green.
I'm very proud of ginger.
Oh, nice.
So, but the weird thing is, I know people are gonna be like, no, they don't. But my eye color changes for some reason, like because I've noticed like if I wear like a black coloring on like for clothes, they turn to like a lightish kind of like turquoise.
He
Whereas
could
if
be
I
the light in the
wear
room.
right, it also yeah, like that's what I was gonna say was because I've even had gray eyes before, which I don't know how to justify, but you know. Dave says my eyes change colors based on my mood.
He's got mood eyes.
I have to jump out. I have a prior commitment.
Oh, yeah,
But
me too, then.
that means you get the comfortable chair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
So,
It's warm too.
Oh, never
long
mind.
story. Yeah,
Sorry.
not important in
Not
this
important.
context. Linda,
Pre-warmed.
Love you, Junk Shop.
everybody, it was great
Nice
to see
seeing
you.
you.
Thanks, Junk Shop.
Stay safe out there.
Same to you.
And since they didn't, I'm just going to go ahead and shill for them and say they have a show at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is in 55 minutes. So, FYI.
So I'm about to ask a really dumb question, mostly
Wait
because I don't want
a
it to be.
minute. How many dumb questions in a row is that now?
I don't know. I lost count. But I'm very afraid to leave this on my Google search record. What does AM and PM stand for? I've never known that.
Anti-meridian and post-meridian? Is that what it is?
Oh,
No, it's after Morty and before.
that's,
uh,
I'm
who
Googling.
knows?
How do I not know this?
I learned it was after midday and past midnight. After midnight, past midday.
Okay,
Wow.
it's,
I can tell you one means morning and the other one is afternoon. But
Right.
beyond that, I have no idea.
Post meridium, and
Ante meridian.
After meridian?
Anti-meridian and post-meridian. Yeah, so doorknob head got it.
Yeah.
What is
After
that?
meridian, before
What
the
does it
PM,
mean? What does that mean,
Different.
meridian?
Before noon. Like,
Oh,
Prime meridian.
Or noon, afternoon.
You know what the
Dave?
prime meridian is?
Is that like the prime directive?
No.
No, it's like
No.
it's like the line that goes through Greenwich, England.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh.
line that separates the timeline on the Earth.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Oh, la línea del Ecuador. Like,
the sun is
DMT.
GMT meridian before it crosses that line, and it's post-meridian after it crosses.
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
we learned something. Thank you, Quentin.
Yay!
Yay!
So flat earthers they have no explanation for that. So
No,
how
they
did-
don't.
how do
Yes,
they-
they do. It's a conspiracy.
I feel like
No,
So,
Before the
because
global
reasons-
herd fakeness.
I had to ask. I had to
If we're
ask.
gonna list all the things they don't have an answer for, we'll be here all week.
I think so.
Yeah,
See,
you're right. You're right.
What does
Well, the
BC stand for?
the reason I
Okay,
asked
let's go by what they do know.
the reason I asked this was because like
We'll be here about 5 minutes.
The Bible is a book that they know.
the reason I asked this was because like so I was watching Jeopardy actually last night, and one of the questions was, what does AM stand for? And I got busy and I didn't get to hear the answer, and I'm like, crap, what is the answer?
It's
No!
our fault.
Prime meridian. Well,
I
now
was-
you know. Now you
I
know.
was very disturbed, and this shows something. Okay, so Sam knew, and Doorknob Head knew, and I didn't, and Quentin didn't, and there's about a good 20 years separating Quentin and I, and so you can just sort of see the failure of the school system in our time, in our lives. As it
Yeah.
I learned that in high school, and I did high school here in the States.
That's
so
trivia.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
that's on you.
I don't remember anything from high school, to be fair.
At some point feels like, well, I was a really good kid. I didn't do anything bad, so I have fairly intact memories of high school, fortunately and unfortunately.
So I was a PETA child, and if you don't know what that means, it's pain in the ass.
Oh, I thought like you were a vegan or something.
No, no, I'm a carnivore.
I was like PETA, you know,
Um,
when I was in high school, PETA was annoying. They were like showing like those lamb thingies, and they were in all the concerts.
Yeah, people for the ethical animals. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, like and they you know,
What's
these are good
wrong?
things, but they were so in there. Like when you say it that way, you know, like I sound like an asshole.
I know, right? Like I'm all about animal welfare, but just sometimes PETA used to go too far. I don't know that they do this anymore, but in the 80s, they were kind of infamous for releasing, breaking into labs and releasing animals that were being tested on for medical tests into the
Releasing
wild.
disease, yeah.
But what that did is it spread disease among those animal populations, because they'd release a bunch of infected rats into a city, and then you got a bunch of dead rats, and it's stuff like that. It's like, dudes, think about the consequences.
Right.
PETA's kind of like
wrote
the
in-
rebels. PETA's kind of like the rebels on Star Wars. They had good intentions, but
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
created chaos in a galaxy.
Nerdy wrote and asked, when does high school end? High school ends after 12th grade.
Yeah, for us it's 12th grade. Nerdy, it would be for you. It would be after your second year of English college.
Right.
Because guys do, yeah. Because you guys have a smart. I think it's smarter. I think it's a better education system than the one we have. But.
The other thing I'm trying to learn is the difference
Yeah, I
between
don't-
Celsius and Fahrenheit, and that's not going well.
You know what was weird? I was getting really good at figuring out Celsius for the 5 days that I was in Scotland last year. Because it never got above 4 degrees Celsius, and I didn't convert it precisely in my head, but like I definitely knew what 2 degrees Celsius felt like, and I could think, and I had an idea of what that was in Fahrenheit in my head. Yeah, but
Doorknob,
in the States, it's like I have no idea.
Doorknob Head said high school ends after you can learn how to roll a doobie.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
He was over.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, it was,
Oh, they
all,
don't really know anything.
it was
Yes.
all over after that.
And you pass high school if you could do it with one hand.
Hmm.
See,
I was such a square.
like the one thing that
Cool
the one thing that I've always said,
I made
like,
up for it in college.
after high school was I wish I could go back and redo my high school education, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I graduated with a 1.2 GPA,
Oh shit.
which is very bad, and I don't
you
remember.
graduated.
Yeah, I did
Congrats.
graduate, but I don't
Congratulations.
remember literally anything, especially math.
So pretty much
because,
they just wanted you out of there, and they were like, "Here, take this
pretty much.
diploma
Like,
and get out."
12th grade, they're like, look, we don't want you here anymore. You're bringing down the learning curve.
We already got another ginger in freshman year. We are all topped out. Here's your degree.
You're discouraging learning. Get out.
Actually, the cool thing was,
It's chemistry.
the cool thing was, we had oh shit, sorry, we
No,
had
that was-
we had 6 gingers in my high school, in my grade.
6?
So yeah, we had 6 of them, and we would all sit
Fired?
together at lunch. And like the running joke was, we were planning to take over the world, and so
So it wasn't the mailman; it was the mailman.
yeah, it was.
I was over at the
plan.
Freaks and Geeks lunch table, and you were at the redhead table.
Yeah,
That was-
exactly. Well, it was still the nerd table because we were playing like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff.
Oh, good.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that was an after my, like I was I was in high school in the '90s, so we were playing like Vampire the Masquerade and shit.
Ooh.
Because you know,
Magic the Gathering.
and Magic.
Yeah, a little Magic.
I've played a lot of Magic the Gathering. I really wish I'd kept those cards.
I feel I feel like I'm making a lot of people feel old, and I
No,
apologize if I do.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're just making yourself look like a child.
Look,
I am brave for that.
Old?
I have achieved
Whoa.
so many of my adult good goals, right?
Sandy, step
Yes.
away.
Solid
Step
relationship.
in. Just
I don't have
step
any
back.
children. I'm 42. I'm not. I'm relatively stable with my mental health for the first time in my life, and I am. And I got my master's degree. And at some point, I will be employed again. I have to believe that, or I will. I will start having very bad, dangerous ideation. So that's where.
Yeah,
I'm in a good place. Like, it's good. Like, I like being 42. I like knowing what I know, and so yeah, it's fine that you're 22. Quentin.
sorry, I laughed at what Harmonic Man said. He said, Quentin Phipps, you need an advanced degree to be a supervillain. I'm working on it.
That's fantastic.
No, like, I really liked what you said, Julie, because 2020 has actually taught me, the one thing that I can say for sure that 2020 has taught me was to take a step back when I know that, like, my depression's acting up, or like when my mania is acting up, and to just take a step back and wonder what's going on that's making it go this way. And I feel like finally, like, after like 4 years of the same stuff, because I was in a 4-year rut up until about a month ago, and I realized that, like, hey, I wasn't asking for help when I needed it, or if I was asking for help, I was doing it passive aggressively, because that's what I was really happy about learning, was just like, it's okay to be like, you know what, I need help, or just to take a break from interactions and just focus on yourself. Like the other night, not last weekend, but the weekend before, I got to work, and I got to take my stepdad out for dinner and stuff, which was a lot of fun because my stepdad has been like a huge inspiration for me over the last year and a half, and I got to do something for him, and I found out, like, sometimes it's just okay to have an open dialogue about things that are bugging you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I gotta, I waited way too long, so kudos to you for getting help when you did. I had always been bipolar. I just didn't know that I
Right.
was. I just thought that I just had a very effusive personality and a vivid imagination, and I knew, and I only went to get help finally when I got when a particular cycle of depression got really bad
Yeah.
and scary, and didn't want to, and I wasn't coming out of it because mania, let's face it, kind of fun. Most bipolar people don't go and seek help when they're manic.
Yeah.
You think
Mhm.
you're for us, it's like, come on, everybody, why are you so slow?
Right.
What's going on? And people are asking me, are you okay? What have you done? Like my friends would ask me, what did you take? And I'm
Right.
like, I'm not high. This is just me. I'm in a good mood. I'm having a great time. What's wrong with you? And I never understood how differently my behavior, how different my behavior was from the people around me.
Right.
Yeah. Because
And I made a lot of bad decisions as well.
I think
isn't mania like extreme happiness? So I mean, if you're feeling very happy, you don't go and seek help because you don't need help about that. It's your mental thought. So yeah, I can imagine that's
right, and
the
like
case.
I
But
think
now
the thing,
it can be
what
very dangerous.
yeah, like
Yeah.
what snapped me kind of out of the whole funk that I was going through was I thought it was like, and this is the dumbest thing I've ever actually thought, and I will put this out there, was I thought it was thought it was normal for people who have like depression and BPD and mania to just lay in bed and do nothing for like 3 days straight. Like I thought that was normal, and I remember my best friend had made a plan to hang out with me via a Discord call, and I just completely blew him off because I just didn't want to get out of bed and deal with things. And my stepdad came home and he's just like, "I thought you were supposed to hang out with your friend today," and I'm like, "Yeah, about that." And he goes, "Is everything cool?" And I'm like, "Yeah, everything's fine. I was tired." And like he called me out on my bullshit right then and there. Like he was just like, "Okay, that's a lie because I know you and you love to talk. So what's actually going on?" And I'm like,
Wait, you love to talk?
right? Nobody could tell, you know. But he was just like, do you need to go to a doctor or something?" I'm like, "Not really. I think I just need to talk about something." And I don't want to make this depressing or anything, and I apologize if I do, but one of the things that I was massively dealing with until actually a week ago was when my mom passed away. Um,
God,
I didn't get to know my mother.
I'm
It's okay. I didn't get to know my biological mother because I was adopted, and like my stepdad, my stepbrother, people around that knew my mom, they all had these really good memories, and it wouldn't make me upset to the point, like it made me more jealous than anything, right? Like, cool, you got to hang out with her, let's not talk about it. And I felt guilty because I was like, I don't want to talk to you about this, you know? And I remember one day my mom got brought up in a conversation because I had did something, and my stepdad's like, "Dude, you're just like your mom. She used to do that too." And I just lost my shit. Like I just snapped. I'm like, "Can we just not talk about my mom every time I do something?" And he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I just don't want to talk about her." And I felt really bad, right? Because my stepdad's done a lot for me. He's taken care of me and my brother and sister, and I left for about 4 hours. I went out, I turned my phone off, I went and got lost in the woods for a bit, figuratively speaking. Like I knew where I was, and I had a moment of clarity. I'm like, I shouldn't be taking out my anger on people who are just trying to tell me the good things about my mom just because I wasn't there to notice them. And this is going to sound like the dumbest thing, really, but there was a YouTube channel that just ended about a week ago. And their whole idea was, we're going to go for a year, constantly make content, and then at the end of the year, we're deleting the channel. And I got really attached to it. And slowly and surely they were talking about, deleting the channel and all of this, and that's what actually helped me kind of figure out how to deal with the loss of my mom. It's not necessarily that because I didn't know her, she didn't care about me. And I knew that in a way, because if you scroll through my mom's Facebook, there are plenty of times where my birthday had come up and she knew I couldn't see it, where she wished me happy birthday. But that always turned into me being angry because I could never say thank you, Mom, or something like that. But instead, now I'm thinking of like, well, my mom gave a shit about me regardless if I was in her life or not. And that's the thing that I'm most grateful for 2020, was helping me realize that it's okay to be upset about things, but also to realize that, hey, just because something didn't go your way doesn't mean good things weren't implied during this time, And I know that sounds really corny, but like I said, that's just one of the biggest things I've taken away from 2020.
No, I think that's excellent, and there's a lot of self-awareness in there that which people like us really need.
Right.
Or like I said, it can get dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, feelings are hard to face,
Right.
Especially if you have like addiction problems and like you don't want to face reality in some measure, it makes it even tougher,
Yeah, exactly, because it's a kind of a known fact. Like eoSam knows this because he's been with me for almost a year now. I suffered with addiction to heroin and opioids, and when I'm 3 years sober, and
good for you.
Thank you. And I'm like, well, just because I did this, that means I can just ignore my problems and they'll go away, And GeoSam actually pulled me aside in one Discord conversation. She's like, dude, you gotta stop thinking negative about this shit. And I had never heard GeoSam raise his voice towards anybody, but I knew when he raised his voice at me, like, he was being serious. And GeoSam, I fucking love you, man. I want to say that.
Well, thanks. I wouldn't, if I didn't give a shit, I wouldn't have said anything to you. So
exactly.
I only talk to people that treat me well, and I want to treat them better than they treat me.
Dr. Osiris, congratulations, man. That's awesome. 8 years sober.
Oh,
Great.
hell
Congrats.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I want to I don't know how to say this. I want to challenge anybody who might have an addiction and they don't know how to handle it. If you think you need help, I know that it's kind of rich coming from me, but seek that help out. Like, there are so many programs, and even if you're not religious, there are programs that will help you deal with those and overcome them. Like, I didn't get sober on my own. I honestly didn't. Like, and I haven't stayed sober on my own. I've had a lot of help in these last 3 years, and I want y'all to know, like, it's worth
Great
the
timing.
struggle. It's worth the struggle of getting clean. Like, it may not seem like it now, but it's worth it, and keep going.
Yeah,
that's all I'll say.
I'll just throw that out there too. You're worth it.
I was just reading Robert X's comment.
Okay, what's Robert X say? I can't see the chat.
He says, I shower every day, so I'm clean for 10 hours now.
Hell yeah.
10 hours.
Sorry, Linda. I feel like I took over the show. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're good, Quentin. That's quite all right.
Hello, new guy in the chat.
You guy in the chat.
Willie.
Wyvern?
Wiley?
Wiley! What's up, Wiley?
Wiley!
Wiley.
Mr. Lizard in the house.
Mr. Lizard.
Hello?
He's a very knowledgeable.
He is
scholar
awesome.
of the Bible.
Is it Dave?
Like, he has a way of talking about it. He's great. He's great. He's one of my favorite deists out there.
Yeah, he's my pet lizard. I feed him very well.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Quentin's
Phrasing?
pet lizard.
Yeah, phrasing. Also, Brainbug, I love you. Just to let you know.
Aww.
Oh,
Brain bug.
Brainbug is one of my favorite.
Awesome.
Brainbug is one of my favorite people, and I say this, and I've said it on everyone else's stream, but Brainbug is one of the only people I know who, when I tweet at him, we can go for 50 different little segments of just quoting Tenacious D. And we do that a lot.
He's a big fan.
Yep.
I love zoology, so yeah, I have that in common with him.
so now my head is just full of Tenacious D songs, and it can't.
Dear, can you help me? I am lost in alone.
It's taken down.
I've actually not heard that many Tenacious D songs.
Oh.
So,
man.
can I ask a weird question to you guys?
Sure.
That seems to be
42.
today.
Yeah, that's my MO. Has there ever been like a band, a musician, or like a song that's ever actually like led you guys down like out of like a dark place that, you know, like inspired you to do something or just made you feel better about yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
In fact,
Yes.
I'm watching a Tim Minchin concert tonight, and he.
How wonderful is the new stuff?
Last time I saw him in concert, I had to fly across the freaking ocean and be in Scotland in November, but because of it being 2020 and COVID, he's doing a virtual concert, so the ticket was much cheaper, and none of it had to go on a credit card or anything. But yeah, I will be doing that at 9 o'clock tonight. After
Hell yeah!
Nice.
Also, fucking doorknob head. When you get older, your Tenacious D turns into a Tenacious P. A band that really got a group.
But then you can't fuck her gently.
Linda coming out of the left field. Hell yeah! One of the groups.
Oh my!
Oh my! One
Where
of the
did
groups
that come from?
that's George Gay. That's all back. It all comes back around.
When I deal with my depression, a group that I listen to a lot is Bon Iver. I don't know if anybody's heard of them, but they are a folk electronica type of group. Justin Vernon is a lyrical fucking genius. One of my favorite albums by them, and there's a great story behind it, is an album called Forever Ago. And that album, if I'm not mistaken, and I can be, but that's the album where Justin Vernon decided for a whole year he was going to cut off all connections from the outside world, lock himself in a wooden cabin in the middle of the woods, and just write. And when he came back, he delivered this album that was just fucking out there, and it's such a good album. And if anybody has a chance, you should check it out. It's called For Emma Forever Ago by Bon Iver, and that's the Ginger stamp of approval.
Bonnie Bar?
Yep.
Boniver.
Nice.
I'd say that's Bon Iver, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, they call them that
Hey,
on
Quentin.
Danish
Quentin, how do you?
radio.
Quentin, how do you say my name?
A miga?
That's awesome. 10 points.
I'm keeping that.
That's good.
Yeah, I love how the very beginning of the stream was me pronouncing your name correctly. Woo!
Yeah.
10 points for Gryffindor.
Yep.
For me, it was like, just because it's amiga, which means female friend, I assumed that you were a woman, but then someone in a stream, someone referred you to he pronouns and stuff like that, so, okay, it's a guy.
I didn't only assume that he was a woman. I also assumed that he spoke Spanish when I met him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
For me, when it...
I know
for me,
speak Spanish.
I mean, when I met myself.
Well, it just
Per-
goes to show you, because when I first met Amiga, the first thing that came to my mind is a computer.
Yes. Yes.
A
Purple in the-
specific one.
Yeah,
Purple in the chat
Mhm.
says if you
Well,
like
somebody got it.
Yeah. Yeah,
you
that's
like-
that whole story, right?
if you like horror stories, you should see the stuff I've written after 3 days of no sleep. I've done that too, but most of mine are incoherent sentences that you can't read.
Yeah, I've written a lot of manic poetry over the years. That's for sure. And some stories too that never went anywhere because, mania. It's hard
I
to get.
think
It's
well-
weird. It's easy to do things, but it's also hard to finish things because
Well-
anyway, my brain's like going to too many places.
It's a bit ADHD in those moments, sort of.
It kind of, yeah.
See,
Yeah.
like the thing about like writing, so the way that I've seen it, and this is just my opinion on it, is like when somebody writes like poetry when they're going through a manic episode or something, I think that that's like their inner voice saying like, "Hey, I'm here. This is what I wanted to say," and I have a full Google Drive of just crap that I've written when I was going through an episode, and
Who's
I don't know if-
vibrating?
Oh, sorry.
I think eoSam was there when I did a stream.
Did you forget to take it out?
All night long. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I think eoSam was there when I did a live stream after 4 days of no sleep, and it was just me rambling about, I think, a scrambled egg and why they did it wrong. And it made no sense because it was all out of context, because my buddies were talking about I think something in philosophy, and I just chime in, you know what, I fucking hate it when people don't put cheese and scrambled eggs, and they're all like, what? So
Yeah,
no, I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
It was total non sequitur.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Speaking of musicians who meant a lot to us, for me it's Against Me. Their singer is a trans woman, and she was in the closet for a long time, but she wrote songs with sometimes they had lyrics that were like, there were trans themes in them, and then in 2012, I think, she came out and they made this whole album about just being trans, and I listened to a lot of their songs, and did used to help me a lot with dysphoria, and now I don't feel dysphoria to the level that I feel I need them for that purpose, but I still listen to them and I still love them, and it's like, yeah.
No, that's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I used to listen to some music. What was it? One of the guys from Pink Floyd. I forget the guitarist. What's his name? Gilmore. I would listen to his music and play my guitar along with it, and that helped me out a lot. It took me out of my head and stuff.
Pink Floyd has a couple of songs that will do that for me, absolutely.
David, I believe his name is David Gilmore.
They're just fantastic.
But,
That name feels familiar, David Gilmore, so maybe.
See, this, like, the reason I asked that question though is I'm actually a musician. I don't have the ability to put out music right now. But like a lot of people know that I rap, which, woo, another rapper, yay. But one of the things that I like to do is like I like to write all kinds of different music. And I was very mad at my friend.
It's hard.
It is.
I sang in choirs as a kid from being very, very young all the way through school. And I love to sing, even though I smoke, which is terrible. There are notes I can't hit anymore. But like, if you know how to read, and I was in the school band, I know how to read, or I kind of know, I've forgotten a lot, but I used to know how to read music and all that stuff. And I could sight read in competitions for singing and stuff. But rap, oh my God. Like it's so hard. And whether you're doing it the old school way of where you're freestyling, that's incredibly hard because you have to come up with rhymes that make sense in context off the top of your head as you're going. And then also the other part that's hard about it is it's just freaking fast. And like I can't there are some like some of the songs from Hamilton, I can't sing.
Oh my God, I love Hamilton.
I do too, but I couldn't sing it until I memorized it cold. Like I had to have it completely and utterly memorized before I could do it. I couldn't just kind of hear the melody and pick it up like I can with other forms of music. So rap is freaking awesome. Don't denigrate.
Well, the reason why I said I'm just another rapper is like a lot of people like on YouTube who I talk to haven't actually heard me rap seriously. But I remember, and I was very mad at my friend for doing this at the time, but I remember one day when I was actually living in Chicago for a bit, and my buddy had his own studio, and he's just like, hey, do you want to just fuck around and record something? I'm like, yeah, sure, it's whatever. And he knew the way to get me out of my depression was to just get me in a recording session. And so I was freestyling, and I was talking about my depression, and it was like writing a letter to my depression, like, hey, look, you are an asshole and I'm breaking up with you. And
I like it.
he recorded it, and then he made a beat for it, and he sent it out to a few people and I had no fucking idea about this, like, at all. And I had a few people hit me up on Instagram back before I had made a new profile for other reasons, and I had somebody hit me up on it. It was like, hey, is this you? And they sent me a clip of it. And I'm like, yeah, how do you know about this song? And he goes, oh, your buddy so-and-so sent me this. And I'm like, that motherfucker, I'm killing him. And I'm like, yeah, sorry about that. And he's like, no, dude, this was actually really fucking good. Like, how did you come up with this? And I'm like, I just thought of something and it kept me going, I guess. I don't know. But that's why like music is very important to me, because there's so many different things that music can bring out for you. Like if you're wanting to exercise and get pumped up, heavy metal. If you're wanting to just chill and if it's legal where you're at, smoke a blunt. Reggae, jazz, classical, things like that. And that I'll be quiet now.
No,
Yeah.
don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, Quentin. Talk all you like.
Well, we should probably begin to wrap it up before Junk Shop goes live.
I appreciate that.
That's,
Thank you.
Linda is so polite, isn't she?
She's amazing.
She's basically telling us all to get the fuck out of here.
She is the best.
Well,
Be gone!
She's the best, but she's nicer than all of us. And that's why we need her.
Yeah.
She reminds us not to be jerks.
Junk Shop goes live in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm in desperate need
So
of
you
some water.
better get your ass over there
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
come
the
on.
Mental
come on to the
Health
library.
Thursdays.
They're ready to
Yeah,
go over.
Thursday is today, so yeah, come on over. If the Bible stuff isn't your thing, today is your thing. Come on over. It'll
I will
fun.
be spastically yelling yay in the live chat.
Excellent.
So, does anyone have any last thoughts or shielding or anything?
I've got a thing. Of course, we got D&D on Saturday.
D&D.
Yeah.
That's what secular D&D with the on One Ring 42's channel. That's in the afternoons on Saturday.
Yeah.
Julie's
And it's
there.
gonna be epic.
It's gonna be epic.
Julie's
Yeah.
there. Oh no, Julie's there, and Linda is there.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if I can make it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh.
Don't you?
but your monk kicks so much ass. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, we'll work around
But
it.
my mom asked me to go with her to some stuff.
Oh, that's important. No, you need to do that.
Tell her the road persuasion.
Yeah.
I do have a few
Or-
things real quick. So we did a live stream today, but I'm gonna be live streaming us building the D&D server for the next few days. I'm going to be doing a video where I talk about how music affects people differently, and I think I'm going to try. I haven't promised, but I'm gonna be trying to hop on Purple's show tonight because it's gonna be pretty late my time. So yeah, that's what all I'm doing.
Nice.
Also, I love all of you.
We have the as yet unnamed couple stream at 7 o'clock CST tonight. Sorry.
That's a great name for it.
That's
Thank you.
The yet
way
unnamed.
late at night for me.
Yeah. I'm being quiet now. I'm sorry, Linda.
I just said it's way late in the night for me.
I know. I
Like
know.
2 o'clock or something.
I know. Yeah, it's not good Denmark time.
Nah.
I'm sorry.
Not
Feel free.
really.
Feel free to watch it. Not live. If you
Also,
want.
I do have one quick.
For a reasonable time.
I do have one quick thing to show that I forgot. If you guys are looking for somebody that can make badass backgrounds or profile pics, that dude right there named eoSam fucking kills it. He makes awesome graphics. Please.
He made
hit
my
him up.
intro. He made my intro.
Mine too.
So
I don't have one.
And he made my avatar look good, and he made my channel banner. Yeah.
I sure
Thank
did.
you, Geo.
You're welcome.
And
can I
he's
say?
the official spin master.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
No,
When there's
no
no
wheel
wheel.
today. No wheel today.
Wheel next
The
time.
wheels got a break.
Oh yeah, by the
wheels out of-
way, TMI next week gonna be with Mr. Shadow Kitty.
Nice.
Oh, I haven't seen Shadow Kitty in quite a while.
He's got the day off because it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, here
right.
it is. Thanksgiving. Yes.
Fun returns.
He had to get a proper job, so you know. I'm happy for him.
He's making baristas, right? Is it?
No, he's working in a
I
factory that makes some kind of musical thing.
Marimba.
Marimba.
I said
Marimba.
barista. I said barista.
There's
Barista.
someone making coffee.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
They're artists
Okay.
Hello?
Okay. So, thank
Great.
you, Quentin, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. And thank you for having the day off, Santi.
I'm the real Amiga nuts. I don't know what you're talking about.
And thank you, Julie. And
Hey, have a meal.
thank you, Junkshop. Thank you, Microraptor.
Thank you.
And thank you. Even on pre-show chat is my new kink. Doorknobhead.
Sorry, I
And
talk so much.
thank you to Amiga Nuts.
Imposter.
And to
Amiga
eoSam.
Omega.
Amiga nuts.
eoSam and Amiga Nuts, my 2 co-hosts.
Yeah, baby.
And thank you to everyone in the chat.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice battle cry.
And the crowd goes wild, clapping.
Need something different at Dragonborn.
And we will see you next Thursday. Same time, same place, /channel.
See ya.
Slash channel.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye. Bye-bye now.
Don't wanna
Bye.
be ya.
Bye.